What do you think is your greatest asset in life? And how do you utilize it to become rich and successful? Hello everyone, welcome. This is Dr. Obed, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you your most valuable assets and how you can take advantage of it to become really successful. You see, your talent and skills are not your most valuable assets, even if they are very, very important. Your certificates and degrees are also not your most valuable assets. You know, it is also said that who you know is more important than what you know. That is to say that your relationships are very, very important. But unfortunately, who you know, that is your relationships, are not also your most valuable assets in life. You see, your greatest and your most valuable resource in life is called time. Like you may have guessed it, everybody has time in the exact amount. If you are alive and well, you have the exact amount of time with everyone else. At least nobody has more than 24 hours in a day. What it means is that what we do with our time is actually what differentiates us. Both the rich and the poor, the success and the failure has the exact amount of time. How we utilize time is what determines our failure or our success. If time, therefore, is our most valuable asset, how then do we utilize it to our advantage? Because, of course, what is the use of having an asset that is of no use to us? So, I'm going to be sharing with you three very important steps towards utilizing time to your advantage to become rich and successful. Number one is to have a clear long-term goal. You see, a goal is exactly what you want to be, have, or do in the future. A long-term goal is, say, specifically 10 years. So we are talking about what you want to be, what you want to have, or what you want to be doing in the next 10 years of your life. Having a long-term goal will definitely change your life, because in the next 10 years, you can practically become anything you want to be in life starting from today. You can become a doctor, you can become a pilot. I mean, starting from now, in the next 10 years, you can become a lawyer, you can become an engineer, you can become an expert in almost any field in life. You can be a world-class programmer. If you start a business today, it can become a global brand in the next 10 years. If you start a YouTube channel, you can have up to 10 million subscribers in the next 10 years. You see, people overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year, but massively underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. And that inability to plan for the next 10 years of their life, I mean a long-term goal, is what changes a lot of persons and makes them underachievers. Having a long-term goal is how you take charge of your life and your future and put the forces of time in your favor. A long-term goal helps you decide the exact direction you want your life to go. You know, the thing about goals is that these 10 years will still come and go. And if you do not have a long-term goal, you are going to have nothing to show for it. In the next 10 years, you can be a doctor only if you decide to become. You can be a millionaire only if you decided that you wanted to be a millionaire starting from now and then began to do something about it. You can use this video as that catalyst that made you start something, because the next 10 years is definitely going to come, and you can look back and remember that you saw this video by Dr. Obed telling you to start something today, to decide the exact direction you want your life to go, and have a clear-cut long-term goal. And then from there, you started something and here you are today, successful in whatever it is that you started. But you can also decide to ignore this advice, and of course, you will have absolutely nothing to show for it in 10 years. The second step is to have a step by step plan of how to achieve that goal, starting from where you are. That is a very simple plan of how to achieve that goal. Have it written down. Nothing complex, just a simple step by step plan that this is where you are now, this is the next step I need to take, and then this step, and then this step until I get to my goal. It's more like you have decided where you want to be in the next 10 years, and then you reverse engineer. You say, okay, this is where I want to be in the next 10 years, but starting from now, how do I get from where I am now to where I want to be in the next 10 years? This is what I'm going to do. This is the first step, and then this is the second step, this is the third step until I get to it. Very simple, nothing complex. For example, you want to be a doctor. You first of all have to get your O level sorted. Okay, I'm going to finish my O level, I'm going to write WAEC or whatever, and then I'll need to gain admission to study medicine. That will require that I write the necessary exams, maybe JAMB if you're in Nigeria, or you can do a pre-degree program and then you gain admission and study for the next 6 years, for example, to become a doctor. And if you want to become a specialist, okay, you may need to write your primaries and then seek for residency placement, study for the next number of years, write your part 1 exam, study for the next number of years, and then you are a specialist. That step by step plan, you can get it for virtually anything you want to become. You want to build a global business. First of all, how do you go about it? You have to make your research. You probably need to learn under someone. You need to raise the funds. You need to start. And then when you get to this level, you incorporate this other thing. You take the business public. Just a step by step plan of how to get from where you are to where you want to be. Simple, not complex, doesn't have to be detailed. It is when you get to each of the steps that as you are trying to achieve any of the steps, you may need a detailed plan. Okay, you want to gain admission to study medicine. These are the steps, detailed steps of what to do from this to this till you gain admission. So you finish each of the steps and then you go to the next step and then you go to the next step. That is how to have the force of time in your favor. Have a simple plan of where you are going and how to get there. Have it written down. Number 3, start the first step. Continue and never give up. So this is where the work is. This is what actually separates the successes from the failures. People who achieved their goal and people who did not. You need to start, and of course you have to start small from exactly where you are and finish every step, step by step. Continue, keep at it, break every barrier, surmount every obstacle, achieve every goal until you get to your final destination. You are going to meet obstacles. Your plans are not going to go exactly the way they are because you are not in charge of every parameter. You may not hit 1,000 subscribers in your YouTube channel the month you intended to hit it. You may not gain admission the exact year you intended to gain admission. Your business may not go global the year you wanted it to. You may meet obstacles and your plans may even change along the way, but your eye must be on the goal and you don't have to change the goal. You can just change the strategy. If you have decided who you want to be in the next 10 years or what you want to have in the next 10 years, if you start and continue without quitting, You may achieve that goal in less than 10 years, but you may also achieve it in more than 10 years. It may take more than 10 years to achieve that goal. But what is most important is that you achieved the goal. It's not important the obstacles you overcame along the way. What is most important is that you started and then you finished. If you do not have a goal and you do not start the process of achieving it, I am 100% certain that you cannot arrive at that goal in the next 10 years. 10 years will come and go, and your life will either be exactly the same or even worse. Even if your life is slightly better, but what is certain is that you will not achieve that goal you didn't set out to achieve. Your life will not massively improve if you do not have a plan to massively improve it. You will not become a millionaire if you never intended to become one, because some of these goals are so high that you require actual planning and strategy to start and finish. If you've learned anything from this video, it is that you should pursue something. There should be something you are pursuing, and pursue it for the next 10 years of your life. Let it be something worthwhile, something that can change your life, something that if you achieve, you are sure you have done something with your life. Make sure you are pursuing something, and in the next 10 years, you could be that global brand. You could have that 10 years old company, that 10 years old blog, that YouTube channel with 10 million subscribers. You could be that expert in the particular field that you chose. But if you do not start, you do not have a chance to become that person. Once again, pursue something. Thank you very much, and please do subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.